jingle all the day. Oh, what fun it is to ride to Santa Claus today. Hey!
Well, hello, fellow addicts. Welcome back to Addicts Live. And thank you, Homer J, for that wonderful introduction. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Alyssa, your resident head addict. And joining us on the show this week is our resident putting his cranky on hold for the holidays, Patrick.
Hey.
And we're joined once again by our resident Canadian turkey expert, the one, the only, Super Safi.
How's it going? Ho, 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 everyone.
And Wook was supposed to be here, so we'll see if he pops in. I don't know. We don't know what happened. So maybe the Grumple got him. Who knows? So just remember, this is meant to be interactive. So share your questions, ask your comments in the comments below us here, and join in on the fun. And this week we're doing yet another thought-provoking question, which is, what is your favorite holiday memory? So share yours in the comments below, and we'll get to it later in the show. So let's get started, boys. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
Oh.
Happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate Hanukkah. And thanks for joining us 2 hours later than normal, 2.5 hours later than normal. We had a commitment with Riley's school this morning, so we were busy seeing Santa Claus this morning. But the snow is back in Springfield, and there's nothing quite like snow in Springfield. There's really nothing as nice as that, I think. It makes your town look awesome. What do you guys think about all the snow and holiday cheer and alien invasions?
I'm loving it. I do love the snow in our towns. I think it, just like snow in real towns, it adds a nice little, layer of happy. So, yeah, I mean, with us right now, if this was smell-o-vision, you'd be smelling caramel corn. Because I got up early. I'm 14 batches into the 40 I have to make today. So, yes. Oh, it smells so good. Smell it. Smell it. No. Oh, well, I guess not.
It's not fair.
Anyway,
not fair.
That's Christmas for us right there. That's the Christmas thing for us.
Yes, and so pushing this back 2.5 hours actually helped Patrick get more caramel corn out.
It did. 14 batches in.
What do you think, Saf?
I'm loving this event, and pushing it back 2 hours also helped me sleep in a little bit more. I mean, when Wook sleeps in for an Addicts Live, I guess it's not really a big deal because he slept until 9. When I sleep in for an Addicts Live, that's a little bit of an issue. It's noon. But yeah, it's not just that it's snow in Springfield. It's that it's a great event in Springfield. I'm loving it. Love the storyline. Love the characters, the act, the ease of the event. Loving everything about it.
Yeah, so let's talk about the alien invasion a little bit. So far, I think the general consensus from most people is that it's a great event. There are some folks who have complained. Those folks are few and far between, thankfully. But there are, some hits and misses with this event. So let's get into it with the three of us here, guys. What are your hits and misses? Your good, your bad, your ugly with this event? Let's start with Saf.
Well, for me, the biggest thing I love is they got rid of that Q4H thing. You don't have to come in every 4 hours. Honestly, the last 4 days, I've only been able to have once a day, and I feel like I haven't missed out. I'm still going good with Pat's calendar. Really like that. That's a nice change from the past several events. Overall, I love how many characters they brought in, how many new buildings, the craftables, how many are new craftables. Really, I'm loving this event. I can't think of any negatives. Yeah, looking forward to Act 2 as well.
Pat?
Yeah. Surprisingly, I can't think of anything that I would complain about either. I know everybody's waiting for me to say something.
I told you he's putting his cranky on hold for the holidays.
I was ready to be cranky. No, I think the dialogue is hilarious. I think that the knowing that there's a whole mixture of isms, as I like to keep saying in some of my posts, coming up. This is going to be a hoot. I think this is one of the better, more creative, really giving us the best of what it's supposed to be kind of updates. And, I hope that this is harbinger of the future, because I think that, again, getting rid of the 4-hour cycle has been great. And I'm just having fun. I think it's great. A lot of fun.
So you guys all know I love this event. I've made that clear in many, many posts.
Yes.
I was happy
I think
EA
so, I
listened
noticed.
to a lot of things we all complained about. A lot of stuff that's coming up in Act 2 that we've talked about. A lot of stuff we haven't talked about. It all looks really good. There are a lot of hits with this event. Hey, my phone's ringing.
It's Santa.
It's Santa. It's EA calling because they're calling to offer me their bribe for saying how good their game is. Their annual Christmas bribe. No, this event has been really good. There's a lot of really good stuff with this. A lot of good dialogue, which is something we've complained about a lot in the past, that the dialogue has been lame. This event, everything from the main dialogue to the side quest dialogue, even to the little dialogue that pops up when you pop down a decoration. The dialogue is really good. It's really funny. It's on point. The fact that there is no 4-hour grind is awesome. You can log into your game once a day. You can log into your game twice a day, and you're not far behind. I mean, I think I'm on the twice a day category for most days, and I've already finished my prize track, which is awesome. That being said, there are a couple misses with this event, and I know, gasp. Everybody, I'm going to say something
I'm kind of
bad.
curious to hear what this is.
Yeah, no, the misses with the event are that a lot of the buildings that they put in, I'm hoping they correct this, don't have character tasks permanent with them, which I'm not a fan. I prefer a task, even if it's a random character having a random task there. I prefer a character to have a task at a building, especially if you're paying donuts for it. Every single building they've put out so far that you have to pay donuts for don't have character tasks associated with them after the quest line, which really stinks. That and which means you can't see the animation. So they did really good jobs with the animation in the building, and then they take it away and you don't see it anymore. And then the other thing that I think is a miss is the premium decorations. Some of them don't have bonus percentages, which a lot of times I'm not buying stuff for bonus percentage at this point, but it's nice to have one with it, even if it's a small one. I still bought the stuff anyway, like the Santa's plane sled and Snake Eating Rudolph, but they don't have a bonus percentage. So that's an easy thing they should have added, even if it's a small percentage. But other than that, those are the only two misses I have. The best thing, though, with this first act, the ice skating rink animation, by far the best animation I've seen in this game in a really long time.
It's cute. It's very cute. I just and that and Ralphie decorating himself is right up there.
I told you it's a good
really
one, right?
Funny. Yeah, it's really fun.
Sounds like King December between Christmas and Halloween. That's another good one, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I am confused because I keep thinking that I'm missing out on some stuff in the I can't remember what they call it, the bazaar. I don't own, believe it or not, I don't own the Santa skin, the Homer Santa skin, and all the sleigh and all the other stuff. So I was kind of hoping that bundle was going to show up, and I haven't seen it yet.
It's in the Winter Wonderland mystery box.
Right.
So
but it's not in mine.
It's not in your mystery box? Not the bazaar, the mystery box, the one that was.
I know. I've only got 3 options in my mystery box, which is kind of a bummer. They're all.
Oh, do you know what? You have Santa Flanders. That's probably why it didn't get offered to you.
Oh.
Because he was a prize.
Okay, now I'm angry. Now I'm upset. No. Anyway, that's all right.
Bring out the crankiness.
That's right. It's right. No, I'm fine. I'll live.
Here, let's get to some reader comments. Silly Boy says, I'm really liking this winter event, much more laid back than usual. I got the last Act 1 prize last night, and now I'm working on Bownuts. I'm really looking forward to Act 2. How often have you heard me say that? My only complaint is trying to find Robo-Funzos in Friends Towns. Ugh, almost not worth the time and trouble. This is for Patrick. Go Ducks. I always root for a Pac-12 team in bowl games, even the Ducks. LOL.
Yeah, they're on at 12:30 today, so I am recording it though, so if we run long, I'll be fine.
Yes, but the Robo-Funzos in Friends Towns are awful, and that's I'm not gonna make any excuse for that. They're not. That's a bad feature.
Yeah, if I was gonna throw out anything that they blew, again, there's no real reason to go to Friends Towns. The one hit that you get one little ding per a total of 30. It takes you forever to find them. I do have a couple of friends that have little teeny towns that actually quit playing a long time ago that I keep in my cadre just because I can go to them and they're real easy to find stuff. But it's like, who cares? It's not worth it. I already finished. I finished, I think, Wednesday night. Yeah. Wednesday night, I got the last of everything, and I did not push hard at all. So.
Yeah, likewise. I have 4 neighbors that have really, really tiny towns that are kind of in the pre-60 levels. And, yeah, easy to tap. So I always visit them, especially when I get those little daily challenges to tap 3 neighbors' friends and get 450 currency. So, yeah, had that today too.
Amy says, I'm loving this event so far. My only complaint is that I wish there were more holiday lights for buildings that there aren't holiday lights for yet, such as Town Hall. I just hope we get Sarah Wiggum sometime soon, like a lot of other people have been saying. And she goes in, now my cell phone's ringing. It's a very busy day at this house. I read the comments on my cell phone so that my computer doesn't freeze as I'm talking. Let's see. She adds her favorite holiday memory, which actually we'll get to a little later. So, Amy, I'm not ignoring it. We will get to it, I promise. And Jay Cargith says, my first grader had a good suggestion. There should be carolers. She was not convinced that my angry crowds are the carolers.
That's a good dad.
I love that you're showing your first graders your Springfield. I love it.
Yeah, that's a good dad who makes up stuff to appease the kid, though. That's good. I like that.
One year we had carolers, though. Like what the heck was it? The year, I think it was 2015. We had the obnoxious carolers you had to squish.
Right.
So those were fun, but yeah, we didn't have like outright carolers singing, in the town. And but you can, if you have the snow globe, you can put everybody in the snow globe and they'll be caroling.
I have the snow globe. I actually have picked off some of those odd ones that I didn't have before. So, although I have it in my Harry Potterville now. I'm still trying to keep thematically things making sense. So right now I currently have my Regalian workshop right next to Jesus' workshop because I figure why not? And there's dinosaurs very close to them. So it's kind of like, well, I'm not going to go deep, but how many different versions of mythology can we do? They're all workshops. We'll go with that. So Jesus is making the dinosaurs. I don't know what's happening in that corner of my town. We'll see.
Well, let's I think we can all agree Act 1 has been really good. Although, strangely enough, there have been people that have complained about not having a 4-hour grind. It's not lost on me the fact that these are the same people that complain about the 4-hour grind.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you can log on every 4 hours if you want. I mean, the fact is, I don't know how deep I want to go into this because I'm in a very good mood, but I did in fact continue to try the farming thing, which really does make you log in every 4 hours. If you're going to do it right, even in Safi mode, and you're going to keep everything kind of static, you got to log in every 4 hours. And once I was done with the last 10-day cycle, I went and went back to just kind of playing the game like everybody else. And I've enjoyed it a lot more. I'll just say that. We'll just leave it alone. I got my donuts. It's all good. I'll do a post about it at some point. But
no.
I kind of knew where you're going when you started this sentence or paragraph. Yeah.
No, it's okay. It's all good. I'll have Safi co-author. I get it. I mean, I do get it now. I mean, I'm glad I've done it. I'm glad I gave it a full 45 days, just so you know. And so I think that's a pretty good test. But it is interesting. It is very interesting that at some point you kind of go, how much do I make an hour? Oh, why am I doing this? It's like, anyway, it's all good. It's all good. But, yeah, you can log in every 4 hours if you want. You can log in every hour if you want. And there's a benefit to it if you want to do that. That's the thing people forget.
Well, that's the thing. You're not stuck to a hard timer. Like you're not sending characters on task. The only timer you're hard stuck to is 18 minutes, and that's how often a RoboFunzo appears in your town. Because otherwise, you're not stuck to characters finishing a task every 4 hours. You're not stuck to something resetting every 4 hours. You literally can log into your game every 18 minutes and tap a Funzo. And if you do that, 15 consecutive times, you could play the regifting machine. It's really simple. It's really easy. And it's nice, especially this time of the year, because so much other craziness is going on. Most people, depending on your jobs, a lot of times this is a really crazy time of the year. I know it is for me, just for work itself. So I don't have as much time during the day. And it's just nice to be able to go, okay, clear my town in the morning, clear my town at night. I'm good. I'm happy.
It's interesting that the bank of the Funzo seems to be working better during the day. On the overnight loop, I'll usually end up with like 20 or 22 or something like that. But I skipped. I was busy one whole day, like you said, and I ended up punching 44 of the little beggars. So I don't know.
Yeah,
it works.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had any issues with my bank.
Well, I just tapped about an hour ago this morning, which is about 1 p.m. Eastern.
That's not this morning, by the way.
Well, it was for me.
It's morning somewhere.
In my defense, I watched Thor Ragnarok at midnight last night, so in theaters. So yeah, then prior to that, the last time I tapped was yesterday at 4 a.m. Prior to that, it was the day before at 4 a.m. Before at 4 a.m. So it's been crazy busy at work. I've done close to 100 hours this week. Yeah, so
that explains why I haven't heard much from Safi this week.
Yeah, there you go.
That's why I've been absent from the thread as well. But yeah, and just doing that every morning, I get a good, like, close to the max 80 Funzos. Play a regifting machine once a day, and yeah, it's been nice this time of year to not have to go in every 4 hours.
Yeah,
I mean,
but you're able to play the regifting machine several times at that point, right? I mean, because you'll get like 3 or 4. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I meant I'm able to get the mystery box once a day, roughly.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, what I've noticed though is a lot of people that are complaining are people very rarely when somebody complains, because we've been asking this. I know Patrick and I have been asking in the comments. If somebody complains about the update, we go, okay, well, what would you like to see? Because stuff that's in this update is stuff that we've all been asking for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Shorter, not stuck to the grind, all that stuff. And we got it. There's a lot of really good characters in this event. There's a lot of really good buildings. Everything is really good job from EA on this, especially, ratio of premium to freemium, which we'll get to in a minute. But they never have anything to offer. They never say, oh, well, I'd like to see, this happen, or I'd like to see that. I don't want to have this happen. And instead they just go, well, it's not my job. I had one reader was saying it's not my job to tell EA what to do. And I was like, well, if you're complaining about what they're doing, you need to say, what it is that you would like. Otherwise, no one can read your mind. If everybody else is happy with something and you're not, it might be you. It might not be the game.
Yeah,
it might be you.
It is human nature on some level. There's always a contingent of every group that is just cranky for no reason. I contend that I'm not cranky. I'm pragmatic. That I am usually cranky for a reason.
Well,
and I give my reasons. But
cranky old guy sounds better than pragmatic old guy.
It's well, my kids would agree with that. So
pragmatic old guy sounds like you have issues.
A medical condition of some sort. Yeah, take 2 pills in the morning.
But that's it. I think there are people that complain just because they like to complain, and they might not even be playing the game anymore. I mean, we get a good percentage of people that comment that say, I'm not even playing this game anymore, and I don't understand why you guys are, and this game stinks. And it's like, well, if you're not playing, why are you here?
Why take the time? I mean, it takes time to find us, log on, and leave a comment. It's like, why bother with that if you're not playing the game anymore?
So, a lot of those negative Nellies are just, that's how they get their kicks, and that is what it is. But overwhelmingly, the comments have been happy with this event. So I think that EA did well, at least with Act 1. So Act 1, 2 thumbs up. I think we'd all agree. Good job with Act 1. Let's talk about what we could look forward to in Act 2, which is scheduled to hit on Tuesday.
Right.
in the early morning hours of Tuesday, and that'll run 2 weeks into just the beginning of the new year. Can you believe 2 weeks will be in January?
Yes, I can believe it.
Where
Trust
did this
me.
year go?
I'll be 64.
Well,
New
you know,
Year's
64 is the new 44, so you're all right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I'm actually happy to be 64. It means one more year before I get Medicare.
There you go.
Woohoo! I get my body fixed up, man. Wheel me in. Give me the works. Anyway, I'm sorry.
It's I got a long way to go before that, so
I know. It's hilarious how many of my golfing buddies do that, though. I mean, they're just it's like creeping up with a little beat up car to the finish line. You know, their shoulders are whacked and one eye is not working right. I got 3 months to go. It's hilarious.
Do they have a special menu for you when you get to the hospital?
Yeah.
What would you like? A new kidney, a new.
everything's soft and easy to.
Mine's all
chewing
good.
not required.
Neck and shoulders and a new eye. A stupid torn retina. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, actually, before there's a couple comments that popped up, so I just want to get to these before we jump to Act 2 stuff. Silly Boy says, there are always going to be a few complainers, but most of us diehards and TSTO addict followers were more than happy with this winter event. Thank you, EA, for finally listening to us. Jack says he just wants to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. Thank you, Jack. Ebron says, I'm hoping the 4-hour grind is gone for good. Only tapping twice a day has been so much fun. No stress, just having a good time with the game. Let's see. Sandra says, I got 38 funzos when I did my morning tapping, about 11 to 12 hours. So I'm not sure whether my bank is working.
Do the math. When did your last tap? Yeah, it's 18.
He said 11 to 12 hours.
So, 11, that's 33 plus, so 38 is about right.
Yep.
That's why we keep Safi around for that math.
Roughly, yeah.
So smoke keeps coming out of his ear.
All right, so let's talk about Act 2. So Act 2, if you don't want any spoilers at all, I suggest you mute your screen right now, and when we're done, I'll go like this, if I remember. So spoiler alert's coming. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, you're not going to see me put my thumbs up, so I'll just, I don't know. You just have to try unmuting your
Come on, it's not much of a spoiler. It's only 3 days. Come on.
All right. So we've got coming up in the game. We've got we actually wrote a post. I wrote a post about this earlier this week. A ton of characters are coming in Act 2. And surprisingly, the vast majority of them are free, which is a very nice change for EA. So a bunch of them are going to be on the prize track. A bunch of them are going to be, one of them in particular, and I should say that's Santa, I think just going to be awarded via the quest line. And I think it's only 3 characters that are premium. Jesus is going to be premium. He is the Son of God, so
paying our penance to get into heaven. I get it. Okay.
And he will be coming with another item. It's not just, it will be, some people have hinted to this. It should be the guild deal. There's always a guild deal. This likely will be the guild deal. You can almost tell by the price tag, because the price tag is, I told you to save about 200 donuts for it. So wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But he will be coming with another item. That other item should have a bonus percentage to it. So that'll at least be helpful. The other premium character is Shiva, who, that'll be the other premium character. The other ones are free. So if you don't want to spend any donuts, you don't have to. You still get a ton of characters.
And Shiva isn't a whole lot, though, is it? As I recall, it's not that much.
I think it was like 100 donuts.
Yeah. Pretty standard.
So
in Shiva's case, that's only like 20 donuts per hand. Not even that, right?
Less than
that. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, 15 to 16.
There we go.
I think it's 90 or 100 donuts. I can't remember.
So I froze. Did I freeze? You guys still see me?
No.
I don't know. My computer's all screwed up. I need a new computer. Santa needs to bring me a new computer for Christmas. So, okay, so the rest of Act 2 is going to be, shockingly, as many people have already guessed this as well, it's going to be similar to battles we've done in other events, where, guess what? We're going to be fighting the aliens. Shocker, right? So a lot of those characters that we're going to get in Act 2 will be used to defeat the other aliens, or defeat the aliens, not the other aliens. And the characters that are in the store right now that say earn event currency will also be used for that. So that's where that comes into play. But, you know, looking ahead to some of the Act 2 dialogue, you guys, it's really good. It's really funny. EA pokes fun of everything. Now, I know some of you might get upset because he's poking fun of Jesus, or he's poking fun of Buddha, or they're poking fun of Shiva, or they're poking fun of no religion at all. It's funny. They're doing it to everyone. In other words, get over it, because it's hilarious. The dialogue's really done really well. So, you know, I'm not going to spoil the dialogue for you guys, but it's funny. And Pat and I were talking about this. It's Act 2 is really definitely the one you want to look forward to. That being said, with Act 2, you might be stuck to a little bit more of a timer, though. You know, you're probably going to have a little bit of a 4-hour grind, give or take, for it.
There's a lot going on. Yeah.
But,
and going back to the offended thing, if you've seen any of the Simpsons episodes, this really shouldn't be new to you.
That's it too.
Well, what I find fascinating and fun is that, and I think I kind of wrote about this 2 Fridays ago, is that realistically it is all of the isms coming together to fight the aliens. So I love the concept. I mean, I think again the world could use an alien invasion right now. So that would throw some of the boxes out the window. We'd all be in the same box. So I'm down with it.
So I'm still going to talk about Act 2, but I'm not going to talk about any more spoilers for Act 2. I'm just going to give you guys some tips for Act 2. So I'm going to
give a thumbs up.
I'm going to give you my thumbs up. If you're watching and you're waiting for me to tell you we're not talking about spoilers anymore, we're done talking about spoilers now. Not that they're really big spoilers, but all right. So like I said, for Act 2, I'm going to give you guys some tips to get ready for Act 2. A lot of people have been asking about wrapping paper. Should you be saving it? What should you be doing? So the mystery box right now, with the regifting machine, Safi wrote a great post about it. Once you clear it the first time, it resets. Once you clear it the second time, it goes to a belief crafting currency. So what I'm doing personally for me, because I want as many ice tiles as I can get. Now, Act 2 should also have the ice tiles because that's just a filler for the box, and it's a nice filler. But if you want as many ice tiles as you can possibly get, you want to clear both boxes for Act 1 because you never know when you're going to need them. So my personal strategy is I'm going to run through the mystery box a second time, and then I'm going to start hoarding wrapping paper because you still have rest of the day today, all day Sunday, all day Monday to build up wrapping paper. So if you can clear out that one mystery box now there's fire trucks going off because Santa's going through town today. It's like Grand Central Station around here. So if you want the ice tiles, you clear out both mystery boxes. You shouldn't have a problem doing that, especially if you've already started doing that. And then you can build up your wrapping paper supply, starting tomorrow or even starting Monday. You'll have plenty. The prizes in the mystery box should reset. I'm not going to say what they are because I'm not 100% sure. It looks like it's going to be something you can see in the images for the regifting machine. But the ice tiles should be back in there as well. So you can get plenty of ice tiles with the event.
So I have a question, and that maybe I'm really missing something, but the ice tiles seem to work just like roads. I laid down a whole mess of ice tiles just to see what they are. What's the advantage of ice tiles? Is there anything else that is there any reason to have ice tiles other than using them as water?
Decoration.
Frozen water? It's just decoration. Oh.
It'd be nice, honestly, if the snowmen, if you could put them on there. I think one of the commenters I read about this, if they didn't melt in the summer or past the winter event, if anything in that area kind of stayed wintry, that would be a nice touch. But I don't know how complicated that would be on EA's part to program that.
Do we still don't know if the ice tiles melt though, right?
The ice tiles shouldn't melt. They're just
shouldn't melt. No.
The only advantage to them is decoration.
It's like a different type of land. So you got your cobblestone area, you got your.
No, I get that part.
So it should stay a snowy area, like Winter Wonderland should be available all year round now.
That does defy physics. I'm just going to say that defies physics unless they have coolant in that water to make it stay stiff and icy all year long. Something's wrong with that.
The Ice Palace doesn't melt. Neither does Flanders Frozen Car. So some things don't melt.
I'm assuming that the's.
And I'm just saying they got dinosaurs roaming their city, so.
Only in my weird mythical corner.
You can add your ice tiles to that mythical corner.
That's how I put the dry ice up there. All right, cool.
So yeah, the ice tiles, the only advantage to them is decoration. You know, it depends on how you want to design your town, what you want to do to your Springfield. You know, I'm collecting as many as I can only because I might not use them now, but I might want to use them 6 months from now. So I want to make sure I've got them so I don't say, you know, crap, I really wish I got more. That's
we're going to tune in. You're going to have an Elsa costume on, and we're going to be just doing Frozen. Your whole town will be frozen.
Just, you know,
let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go. Just let it go, guys. Just let it go. So so yeah, if you don't want ice tiles, don't worry about going into the mystery box again. Then just save your wrapping paper if you don't care. Because the other prize is the Snowy Hills. You're just going to get 2 of them, and I don't know that you might not necessarily need 2 of them. And land token, I know some people have all the land.
I have 2 Snowy Hills, and I have a small Snowy Hill.
There you go.
They're all Christmassy.
And then the other tip for starting Act 2 is starting tomorrow, Sunday. Save your daily tasks. And the reason why I say starting tomorrow to do it is because you can only save 3 days. Or you can only have 3 days. So if you save tomorrow and you save Monday, that still allows you to get 1 Tuesday morning. So then you'll have 3 when it starts. And if you want to change it over to event currency, you can change it over to event currency. If you want to change it over to wrapping paper, you can change it over to wrapping paper. There's no, hardcore demand for it. So you can do either or. So that's really, those are the 2 big tips for Act 2, aside from, saving some donuts for some of the characters that are appearing. But, talking about, donuts and stuff like that too, the premium, let's talk about the premium versus the freemium offerings with this event, because aside from the characters, there's really no true freemium items with this event. There's really nothing that's costing cash. There's a few things, but not a ton. The biggest thing is that the prizes have all been really, really good. Even crafting, as Safi said this at the beginning, crafting prizes have been really good. They haven't really, there's a couple retreads, but not a lot. There's far more new stuff added than old stuff, which is way different than Halloween. Sorry, all I hear is sirens going off, so it's very distracting. And I'm hoping that they don't come while Riley's napping, because that would be sad. She'll miss something. Although she saw him this morning, so she might be okay.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
But sounds like they're like right outside. They're not right outside, but it's just, yeah. Anyway, so
it's a New Jersey way. Santa rides a fire truck. I like that.
Town. It's pretty common in New Jersey. There's a lot of towns do it. So the fire department has to do something, right? We got like 6. So you guys agree that the premium or the freemium prizes and stuff have all been really good, as far as like nothing's really been a letdown. Like you get a prize and it's not like, oh, this is crap.
Yeah, I guess, I admit that part of my thing with the where I'm crafting items, I'm at the limit now again, where I'm starting to get the, it flashes up. I have a gap of 17 more things I can put in there before it flashes every time I put something down. So I'm not like doing 25 fences and stuff like that at this point. I'm buying stuff and sticking it in storage, but I'm kind of trying to get to up to the levels where I can get a couple of things I actually want. I got a gingerbread house, some of that stuff, but I don't need any more fence poles or fences or light posts or I got a lot of that stuff from before. But other than that, I'm fine. I'm not worried about it.
How about you, Seth?
With crafting, I've never been much of a complainer. Like, I craft what I want. If I don't like it, I won't craft it. Yeah, so crafting, and it's just nice to have some new options, new choices. Right now, I've been kind of hoarding my crafting currency, most events. I usually hoard it till the end, and then towards the end of the event, I'll decide what I want. And usually on the last day or the second last day, I'll spend thousands of event currency. So I think right now I got about 700 or 800 event currency, and I'm only at level 2 of the crafting. So
yeah, well, I'm way, way, way into level. I don't know what level I'm at, but I also have like 700 in crafting sitting in reserve. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm up to now. My next level is the candy cane, but oh boy, Santa's right there.
that sounds like it's your house. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he just drove down the street. Like he passed. We live on a dead end, so for them to come down our street, they have to back up down the street. And I think he just passed.
So they actually drive all around town with Santa in the fire.
Well, we have a lot of fire departments in our town, so each department takes a different section of town.
What an interesting idea.
Sounds like he's backing up. Hang on, I'm gonna go check. I know this is like awkward for live television. Talks amongst yourselves. So I gotta see though. Hold on.
We just want to make sure no smoke is coming out of Minnie's ear.
That's true too. Hold on.
So while she's gone, let's go ahead and talk about donut farming, Safi. No, no. The thing is, seriously, I get it. I really do get it, and I actually have had fun. I've amassed.
They're backing up down our street. Continue to talk amongst yourselves. We're gonna wake up Riley.
Okay, sounds good. When I hit 939 is when I started going. Okay, I'm not sure this is where I want to be with the rest of my life, because when I hit 939, then you're into the gambling world. You know, it's you might guess the pattern, you might not, but you have to have that many more bits of currency on hand, right? So
it's in your best interest at 939, depending on your bonus percentage right now, to go for 3 donuts. When you get to the point where it costs you more money, more than $50,000, to make up the amount of quickie marts it involved to get a round of bonus, that's when you should switch over to just sticking with your first bet.
Well,
right now, I'm pretty sure you're not going to be at that point.
Where I am is I'm in like 327 or 330 or something like that in my bonus percentage. But where I found it annoying was that I was trying to keep buying 40 quickie marts at a pop, which I could afford as long as I cycled all my people every 4 hours. So as long as I cycled people at 4 hours and cleared my slate of all the rents and everything else, I could afford 40, no problem, until I got to 939, and then it became that crapshoot of it might cost me 100,000, to get my three donuts. So it was one of those things where I was down and I was up and I was down and I was up, but it was every 4 hours, and it took me 10 to 15 minutes every 4 hours to run the whole cycle, place the things, clear all my people, reset everything. So I started adding it up. It was like, holy crap, this is going to take 8 hours out of my life in the next 10-hour cycle or whatever. But anyway.
Yeah, I've seen comments where you could do a quickie mart farm in 2 minutes. I can't. It takes me a good 10, 15 minutes to run.
No, I can do the quickie mart part fast. I've got that. I've got a whole strip I've figured out. So I can dump them and reload them quickly. It's staying parity. It's the Safi mode of keeping parity in my game cache. So I have to run all of my characters every 4 hours, and I have to clear all of the rents and everything else every 4 hours, right?
I think she forgot to mute her mic there.
That wasn't a siren. That was a unhappy child.
You woke me up out here now for this?
That's right. Now he's gone. Anyway, so yeah, it came to this thing where, yeah, it was a 15-minute cycle.
Sorry.
It's okay.
So
we talked about
level
donut
6
farming the whole time you were gone.
Being a mom one. Sorry, guys. My child is now screaming because we woke her up to see Santa.
Yeah, so I just checked. I'm at level 6 of crafting, and I have about 800 crafting currency.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm really no rush to level up yet, but the last day I'll go nuts.
Yeah.
Moral of the story is don't wake your child up from a nap.
There you go. No, I am kind of driven this time to get to the Simpsons gingerbread house. That's really all I really care about. I'm going to buy a bunch of stuff, stick it in storage to get to the Simpsons gingerbread house. That's all I care about. So there you
That's
go.
actually pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool prize, I think. Craftable.
Yeah, the rest of the stuff I won't be doing. I don't care about. I mean, I have ice blocks. I have wooden soldiers. I already have tons of that from other updates. So anyway, there's only so many places you can stick that stuff.
So let's real quick talk about the Holiday Bazaar, because it's a great way. I like that they have a whole separate section of the store with this returning content. So instead of there's still some returning content appearing in the main section of the store for the event, but there's a ton, because there's so much Christmas stuff, because it's been 5 years of Christmases. Actually,
Right.
This is the 6th year?
Right.
This is actually the 6th year of Christmas. So they've got so much returning content. It's great. They have a whole separate section of the store. Everything's in there. So if you miss something, you can still get it. They're going to roll out. They rolled out another round today. They're going to roll out another round, I think, next week. And everything's going to stay in the store till the event ends, which is great. So you can pick something up, not pick something up, wait, see what happens. But it's pretty nice.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to appear like I was dead. I was actually looking at my phone. You saw the top of my head.
I'm looking at the Holiday Bazaar.
Listen, guys.
Yeah, so my bazaar doesn't have. I mean, I've got all the stuff that's in there already. I don't want a duplicate of the Santa's Little Helper and all that stuff, even though they're bonus percentages. I don't care that much. But
sure.
I'm waiting. I want to see if I can get the reindeer. You know, the thing I keep missing that you said I wouldn't get because I have Ned.
Santa?
I want Santa and the reindeer shed and that whole thing. I missed it. I blew it. Back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day.
I'll pay donuts for that. I farmed myself a good 560 donuts now.
So
I mean, it's nice that you guys give everyone an opportunity to get stuff, new players, with all these Black Friday mystery boxes, Cyber Monday. Because I'm sure if you're new to the game, you see, if you visit our site, add friends from our site, neighbors from our site, and you go to their Springfield and you see all the things you're missing, it must be disappointing. I mean, I was pretty early to the game. I mean, July 2013, I was about a year in, so I didn't miss that much. But there was always stuff that you guys had that I was always like, oh, I wish I could get that. So it's nice on the EA's part to give everyone an opportunity to do that.
Yeah, and I like that they do that. And like you said, it's not a mystery box, which is nice. My concern right now is EA's being really generous right now, as far as, and I don't mean generous like they're giving people stuff for free. Although there are some items in the bazaar right now that are free with the rebate. So you spend the donuts and then you get all your donuts back. But
that's pretty cool. That is a feature I really like. I mean, it's.
But my concern is they're being so generous. It's Christmas. They're being nice. What's going to happen in January? You know, like.
With this event.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that your fear might have some foundation in it, but I was expecting, going back to our original prediction, I was expecting to have some of those. You have to buy donuts with real money to get this cool character. So I thought maybe Jesus was going to be one of those characters. So I'm pleased that he's not.
True.
Now that I've donut farmed. Yeah.
You know, looking at this event, I think of our Addicts Live from like 2 episodes ago, I think it was, when Pat was talking about how different groups that they kind of loan out these projects to and events to, which is why there's such a disparity between the events.
Mm-hmm.
And I think whoever they gave this event to did a phenomenal job, and they should give all their events to these people. Because when you do look at it, like there's been some phenomenal events and some not so great events. So there's definitely. I think what's coming up next depends on who they gave the contract out to do that project. So
I don't know. I mean, I used to believe that their A team did Halloween and Christmas because those are the two big ones every year. But Halloween, no, not this year.
Not
I
this
mean,
year.
some of the events over the past year have felt unfinished, as if they rushed them out. They weren't quite there. It was good up to a point. They were too long, blah, blah, blah. This thing, to me, has got perfection all over it. It's 4 weeks long. They've crammed a ton of hilarious dialogue into it. I mean, the writers are working overtime. And I can't really if I complained about something, it would be an awful thing to do because this is as good as it gets, I think, currently.
This event reminds me of a true throwback to the old events, because in the old events you had one big prize track, which was 10 prizes, which, this is a little bit more than that, but you didn't have you wouldn't have land tokens in the old prize track.
Right.
And it was easy. You just kind of tap stuff every so often. It was nice. It was low key. That's what this event reminds me of. But I don't know. I still have that fear that come January, we're all going to be donut poor, and EA is going to be like, here's Sarah Wiggum, 450 donuts.
Maybe. I mean, don't
give them a price suggestion.
Maybe. Here's why I don't think that's going to happen, or maybe it will because of this. I don't know if you noticed, but they've kept the perpetual rail yard thing going. So I'm taking down 5 donuts a day right there, every single day.
You know that people think you're hilarious because you grind the rail yard, but you don't like the donut farm, right?
No. But here's the deal: the rail yard takes me literally. I mean, I've got this system down. The rail yard takes me seconds to do anytime I log in. I'm like, it's so ingrained. The habit is so natural to me. The very first thing I do is I go on and I clear it out. Boom, I hit the deal, hit the thing. I put all my people in, and I go away and I can do whatever I'm going to do. I can do the rail yard while I'm doing other stuff. As Saf and I were talking about while you were torturing your child with Santa, is that if you're going to really play Safi all the way, the right way with parity, it takes a long time to do donut farming. I mean, it does take a long time. So,
well, in that regard,
the rail yard's fast.
In that regard, then, Silly Boy, because I was wondering what you guys were talking about while I was gone. And Silly Boy says, "Hi, Patrick. I farm 51 Quickie Marks at a time. My visible bonus is 831.55%. My in-game cash flow is in the black. I always go for the 3 donuts."
Yeah, no, I always go for the 3 donuts too. I don't house farm. I have no house farms going at all. So that doesn't generate cash. But I do send everybody on 4-hour tasks so that I can, maximize my return there. I'm up to 40 is kind of where I found to be the parity. So I'm not far off. It's just that my multiplier is not as high. My multiplier is at 327 or something like that right now.
And I may have tortured my child outside because it's really cold outside, but we got candy canes. So.
Oh my gosh! Score.
It's worth it.
And 3 of them, and I was thinking about sharing with you guys, but not anymore.
No, we've already figured out that you're not a sharer. That you're not going to share the kernel corn when you get it either. I've already heard that. Yeah.
I don't share. No, I'm a very good sharer, but if something's mine, I don't share. I'm happy to share other people's things. But,
nice. All right.
So what do you guys say we wrap up with some questions, some comments, and we'll talk about our favorite holiday memories. And Patrick, Silly Boy, I told you people are outraged by you saying you do the rail yard but not Quickie Mart farming.
I know. Yeah.
Silly Boy also adds, "I'd rather a Quickie Mart farm than grind at the rail yard." And Sandra says, "How do you complete the rail yard in one day? How many times do you log into the game that day? I could never do that."
It's really simple. I mean, it's just simple. It's not that hard. It literally is a cycle that takes the full day. I mean, I start at 6 in the morning and I end at 10 at night. That's my thing. Every 4 hours. So
all right. So let's talk about holiday memories. And if you guys have any questions or comments you want to share beyond holiday memories, stick them in the comments. We're going to get to them right after this. So, guys, what is your favorite holiday memory? We'll start with Saf.
Me, I still remember the picture. my grandparents took me to Santa Claus for the first time. I was like maybe 3 or 4. So there's a picture of me, Santa, and they're in it for some reason. I don't know why. Like usually
Probably
I
were
guess
screaming.
maybe, yeah, maybe I was afraid of him and maybe I was screaming. Yeah, so my grandfather actually passed away the day after Christmas, so it's yeah, kind of a bittersweet memory that I still hold dearly. Is that yeah, the first picture of me and Santa
That's a good
and my
one.
grandparents.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Pat?
I actually wrote a book. I mean, a short, I guess you'd call it a mini book on the way Christmas used to be when I was a kid. I'll share, maybe I'll share that online if people want to read it. But it was back in the day. I'm so old. It really was something that started very much with the beginning of Advent and went clear through to Epiphany. And it was church was wrapped in, going to see Santa. It was like the movie Christmas Story. It really was kind of that coming to life, even with more stuff involved. So
Did you shoot your eye out?
no, I never shot my eye. No, actually, what's funny, I have a funny story along those lines. When I was like 12 years old, I asked for an actual real bow and arrow. I wanted a bow and arrow. I'd gotten into archery, right? And at 12, I was one of those rotten kids that woke up in the middle of the night and snuck out to look at the presents because my mom and dad used to do this thing where they would put this curtain up and you couldn't go down the hallway until dad came out and said, "Oh, Santa's been here," right? It was a big deal. And so I went out and I actually found this bow, strung it up, and I was trying to get it strung, which it was a recurve bow. I was pushing it down and it let go and actually put a hole in the ceiling. So I had to like undo this thing, put the bow back, and then hope no one ever saw the hole. It took like 5 years before my parents ever noticed the hole.
That's
But
great.
yeah, there you go.
That's great.
There you go. That's a good one. I didn't shoot my eye out, but I put a hole in the ceiling.
Yeah. See, I've got memories like that. Well, not putting a hole in the ceiling because my parents never trusted me with anything that dangerous. But I'm a product of the 80s and 90s, so that's normal. It's a very different time when Patrick was a child. But we've got similar. We used to not be allowed to go downstairs until my parents woke up and said we could go downstairs. But I used to be the one that would sneak out. My sisters would send me because I have 3 sisters. But my 2 oldest sisters would send me down. I would be the spy. So they'd send me down.
That's
hilarious.
hilarious.
Sneak down, in the wee early morning hours and take a look. I never unwrapped any presents.
Right.
But, there's always some stuff that wasn't wrapped. So I always knew, there's some things when like one year my sister got a balance beam because she was really into gymnastics. I got a fishing pole. So I guess that's dangerous, but there were no
lures. Yeah.
My other sister got a camera. So that stuff wasn't wrapped. So we kind of knew what that stuff was.
Yeah.
But
that's my phone now.
It's busy when we go late, guys. It's,
That's
8
okay.
hours later.
Yeah, it's interesting is that those traditions die hard. My daughters are old and they've been coming home for Christmas many, many, many years. They still make me put up the curtain. They still make me do the whole bit. I still have to go upstairs and turn the lights on. Santa's come, and then they run upstairs. So yeah, I mean, some traditions are worth keeping.
Well, that's my dad. We always got in our stocking. Santa always gives us this is how 80s and 90s guys, a film canister. Those 35 millimeter film canisters was in every stocking, and there was always money in the film canister. To this day, we still get film canisters, and every year, my dad says we have to give them back to him so that he can make sure Santa gets them back. So that
nice,
because they don't really sell film canisters anymore.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
But
yeah, not easy to get those anymore.
Yeah.
You ever drink several glasses of water to wake up early?
No, I just Christmas. Even now I'm so excited at Christmas. I still wake up at like 5:30, 6 o'clock, and even now. Last year we were up late putting Riley's stuff together, and I still went. I was up at 6, so waiting for her to wake up.
It's hard to get kids not to do that. I mean, literally, we would do midnight service. I'd be an acolyte, singing the choir, the whole thing, midnight service. And my sisters and I would still wake up at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning and Dad said, you can't go out until 6. You can't wake us up until 6. We would sit up and like play cards and all kinds of stuff, waiting for 6, and then we'd run down the hallway and bug them. So, yeah, it's good memories. Good memories.
All right, so Amy says, this is the second part of Amy's comment that I promised I would get back to. My favorite holiday memory is that since I'm Jewish, is eating latkes and jelly donuts with the family, and the fact that I have long hair is the fact that my hair has actually been set on fire a few times. I don't know that I'd say it's a favorite memory.
Wow. It's memorable. It's memorable.
It's Hanukkah's dangerous, guys.
Yeah. Yes.
8 times the risk.
So is Christmas, though, because I remember one of our acolytes getting their cassock set on fire when they were setting up to carry the tapers. So,
and Sandra says that her favorite Christmas-related memory is staying up late on Christmas Eve as a kid, decorating the tree and wrapping the presents for my dad and stepmom while I got too tired to do those things and went to bed. It was nice giving them a bit of a Christmas miracle the next morning when they awakened to find the decorated tree and wrapped presents underneath it.
yeah, it's nice.
Nice.
And then, so I think, hey, you guys don't have a lot of holiday memories. Nobody wants to share their holiday memories.
Do you guys have a favorite Christmas movie?
It's a Wonderful Life. Best movie ever.
We've had a tradition for probably 15 years that every Christmas Eve, back to back, we have to watch It's a Wonderful Life and the George C. Scott version of Christmas Carol every year. Sometimes it's torturous because we don't get done till 11:30 at night. But you got to do it.
Oh, that's
How about you,
Christmas.
Sam?
For us, it's there's a fight over who's going to watch what. So we have one vote for Home Alone. We have one vote for Love Actually. And we have one vote for Die Hard. I wonder if you can guess which one is my pick.
Die Hard is not a Christmas
Die
movie.
Hard is a great Christmas movie.
It's not a Christmas
There's a lot of people that believe that.
It is a Christmas movie. I will argue that. Yeah, it is a Christmas movie.
Love Actually is we grew up in that. I mean, our kids grew up in that generation. It's okay. Hugh Grant is not my favorite guy. So.
No, nothing's as good as Wonderful Life. That's the best movie. And
I agree.
We've been watching every week, every Saturday night. So we'll watch the last one tonight. We watch a different Santa Claus. So we watched the first one 2 weeks ago. Last week we watched Santa Claus 2, and tonight we're going to watch Santa Claus 3 because Tim Allen is the best Santa Claus ever.
It's very clever. I mean, and then when you really want to get if you really want to go the other way, after you're all done and you're completely burned out, then you watch Bad Santa 1 because that is hilarious.
Well, and then I think we'll end up watching. We still have to watch Christmas Vacation because that's a classic. We still need to watch, and then we need to watch
Elf.
Well, I don't like Elf. I'm not a fan of Elf. Sorry, guys.
I don't like Elf that much either.
I'm not a big Will Ferrell fan. And then we have to watch A Christmas Story, which will be on Christmas Eve, so we'll watch it then. But they're doing a live one on Fox tomorrow, so we're gonna watch that.
I get it, but I don't get it. I mean, I'm not quite sure why they're doing all these remakes. So whatever. I mean, we'll let them go. That's fine.
All right, so let's jump to some questions. Let's see. J. Cooley9 says, 2 questions. Do you think the developers had a Regalian Christmas theme planned before Angelica Button? I think, Pat, you kind of answered this in the comments, but we'll do it here. In this case, they wanted to hit a home run with Christmas and needed to fill something non-Regalian for Halloween. Or do you think they planned Angelica Button, and when people complained it wasn't Halloween-y enough, Hollow Richard enough, they just combined Christmas and Regalians? And the I see you line when you tap the Robofunzos is the creepiest event tappable. Is that the creepiest event tappable? I'm going to do the last question first, and the answer is no. The creepiest event tap, the creepiest noise when you tap is when you tap the gnome. And I actually have the sound on my phone, and I'm gonna pull it up because it's really, really creepy. But Pat, if you want to answer the first part while I find this.
Yeah, no, I did answer this online, but no, there's no way that they shifted gears that quickly. There's several months out on these, and the very fact that the dialogue actually talks about not being in the Halloween update lets me know that this was done way ahead of time. So
here, this is the creepiest sound.
Don't
lie to me, or Christmas morning will never come.
He's
I
that's
forgot.
the creepiest. The gnome is the creepiest freaking thing in this game. There's another
I
one.
forgot about that guy.
It's creepy, guys. It's
He
really
is
creepy.
He is
So yeah, that's the creepiest I think I've ever heard in this game. Let's see. The gnome sound effects messed me up a little bit. All right, so both Silly Boy and Sandra want to know where Wookie is. Silly Boy says, haven't seen or heard from Wookie in a while. Is he still part of the team? And Sandra says, has Wookie left the site completely, or is he just on hiatus? Wookie has not left the site, at least not to my knowledge. I talked to him, Pat and I talked to him earlier this week. He was supposed to join us today. I don't know what happened. Usually something ends up popping up, and Wook's in school. I always give him a lot of slack when he's in school because it's intense, and he's in his last semester of his bachelor's degree, and he's also going to start taking classes for his master's. So he's just really busy with that, and I don't,
And he's working.
And he works, and he has kids, and he's got a fiance. Very busy life. So I don't, no pressure on Wookie. He comes when he wants to come. He's around when he wants to around. I know he feels terrible that he's not here because he tells me all the time how bad he feels that he's not here. So I know, and that's, he loves this site. He just doesn't have the time right now. So when he comes back, he comes back. When he's here, we
So
appreciate.
he's not in the basement. You're sure he's not in the basement?
I'm sure he's not in the basement. But he's not frozen to a sidewalk either. But no, he's very much still part of the site. He's not, unless he's left and not told me. But I just talked to him earlier this week. He was going to join us today. He just something must have just popped up. But he's not going anywhere. I'm not pushing him out. No one else is pushing him out. He's
Yeah. In deference to him, we haven't been filling up his where did those come from though either. We've been no, those are Wookiees. So
yeah. So
plus he might be busy with the new Star Wars movie that came out yesterday.
Yeah, and you guys can always, if you miss Wookie and you want to hear from him, you can always check out his podcast, laughitupfuzzball.net, which he often Laugh It Up Fuzzball is the podcast, but the website is laughitupfuzzball.net. He often records that at like 1 a.m., so it's usually pretty funny to get a lot of Wookie ramblings at 1 a.m. But yeah. Jills says, I am loving the Holiday Bazaar, especially the new items they added. I love the rebates. For me, they have been such a good deal. Sometimes I feel like it is better to wait for discounts from the vault. I got the Maggie and Lisa, the Couch Gag ice sculptures, and Flanders Frozen car. It is a lot better than the mystery boxes. Would like to see EA do more deals like the Holiday Bazaar. Ebron says she's crafting loads of poinsettias. She's happy, and she can visualize Patrick wheeling up to the medical Jiffy Lube and telling them to give me the works.
That's about what
18-point inspection.
Yeah, it's about what's going to take. My shoulders are trying to fall off my body lately.
And Ebron also has a holiday memory. He says, I remember going downtown to see all the animated Christmas displays in the department store windows. It was a big family event, and we would always get ice cream on the way home. Let's see. And then Silly Boy
obviously lived in a warm climate.
Silly Boy says, I'm probably the wrong person to ask about holiday memories. I have no bad memories, but as an adult, I've become a bit of a Grinch. Shocking. You, Silly Boy, a Grinch? Plus, my wife has a Christmas birthday, so I focus more on her birthday than Christmas. Well, that sounds fair. I mean, that's
another holiday victim.
Yeah.
I'm a New Year's baby, so I get the shirt that matches the sweater I got for Christmas. They just hold it back, that's right, this guy's birthday. Let's hold this back.
It is really hard to shop for people whose birthday is right around Christmas because Andrew's birthday is in November, and Riley's too. It's really hard because it's like, okay, well, what do I do? What do I give? Now I just take Andrew out to dinner for his birthday, so it's easy.
That's a good thing. Yeah, almost all of our birthdays are January and November. So
I was blessed with a June birthday, so you got a nice 6-month gap either way, guys.
Aren't you special? That's right.
All right, so I think that's going to be it from us, unless anybody else has anything they'd like to add.
I do. So in my last post, I mentioned the Ouija finishing off the school books. You guys rocked it. I mean, it's like, gaboom. Okay, we hit the limit. So thanks to all who participated. We will have another opportunity always to give coming up before too long, but I'm always amazed at how generous this group is. When we ask, it very rarely takes very long to fill up the hole, as it were. So it's all good. We just broke ground on a new well that was funded by a Rotary group. So we'll give you Bouija updates as we go. It's all good.
Yes. So yeah, thank you everyone for doing that. We're gonna tie a giveaway in with the Bouija stuff, but you guys hit the goal so quickly that there's not enough time to do a giveaway. But we're gonna do the Screaming Child this week. I'm gonna do a contest giveaway. At some point, it'll be a real simple giveaway. We're gonna give one of these away, which is in our banner above us here. So it's in the site banner. This was our Addicts gift last year. So you can be part of the Addicts crew. Safi doesn't even have one of these because he wasn't on the team last year. So it's like a collector series. You know, you gotta be here to get it. But so we're gonna give one of these away next year, and here's a better image of it, or not next year, next week. So it's Ralphie, because who doesn't love Ralphie licking a pole? You know, and talk about the Christmas Story movie. So look for that giveaway next week. You know, in spirit of the holidays. I will make this open to everyone all around the world. But if you're not in the U.S., odds are you're not going to get this before Christmas. If you're in the U.S., I will do my best to get this out to you and get it to you at least by this weekend. But if you're not in the U.S., listen, I sent Safi something over a week ago, and he still hasn't gotten it. So I don't make any promises if you're not in the U.S. So yeah. And other than that, we are our next live episode will be in January. That'll be to be announced. You know, we'll work out the January schedule, but we are going to do a special end of the year episode of Addicts Live that we will be pre-recording, and we'll go up close to the new year. You know, we'll talk about everything that's happened in 2017 in TSTO, but we're going to pre-record that. It's not going to be a live episode. So other than that, everybody have a fantastic holiday. If you're celebrating Hanukkah, enjoy the last few nights of Hanukkah. If you're celebrating Christmas, Merry Christmas. If you celebrate Kwanzaa, Happy Kwanzaa. If you celebrate Festivus, you've got a few more days and then you can air your grievances. But I promise, actually, I ask gratefully that you don't air your grievances at me. Save those for Facebook, okay? Air your grievances on Facebook.
Shoot them my way. You know my email address. Go ahead. Get it off your chest.
You know, and if one of your grievances is that Patrick, please tell Patrick, not me.
TSTOpatrick@gmail.com.
So, yeah, everybody have a great holiday. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. And we will see everyone next time around. Anybody else have anything they want to add?
Nope. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and be safe.
All right, guys. Let me see. Maybe Homer can take us out. Let's see.
Christmas cookies.
Well, you know, he's dancing. I promise singing and dancing.
Oh, cruel thing. Why do you mock me?
You're welcome.
There's only one bet.
All right. There we go.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry
Bye, guys.
Christmas. And we wish you a Merry Christmas.